a few words about Proof of Life. Meg Ryan, Russell Crowe. Meg Ryan is part of the history of cinema. If not for something else, then at least for her leading role in When Harry Met Sally, which is one of the best 20, 50, it depends anyway, best 100 comedies ever made. Not because this note proclaims it, but because it is on prestigious lists like the American Film Institute. I'm not sure about Time 100, the best 100 movies, if you find it there. Anyway, it's on the New York Times' best 1,000 movies ever made, and so on. And her scene when she's faking an orgasm in this super intelligent, brilliant, and amusing comedy where she plays against, or not against, I'm sorry, she plays with Billy Crystal. It's included in documentary films about cinema, and it's one of the best films ever. And I'll have what she's having. That's the conclusion of one of the customers there in the locale. Alas, Proof of Life is nowhere near when Harry Met Sally. Although we have another superstar, Russell Crowe, apparently his first American movie, and solid performances, but maybe the déjà vu, maybe other things in the making of this feature interfered, and the result is not overwhelming. And again, this appears to be the the consensus between critics, as seen in the average rating they gave to this movie, which is not spectacular. The rating. Well, neither is the movie, unfortunately. From what we hear, an affair developed between the two leads. And one critic, in fact, mentions this. What happens, he says something along these lines. I'm not quoting. You find it if you click on IMDb and on the Metascore link. You find there, which is very important, paramount for those who watch movies. So what happens on the screen is overshadowed or something. I cannot make you forget the story of the bond which was created with this shooting, with this production. So the scheme is simple. The husband is kidnapped in a country which is fictional for some reason. They didn't want to insult some place in South America where this type of thing used to happen. Perhaps it still does, but not on such a scale as to, let's say, beat Mexico, where there's a gruesome there are gruesome statistics with people killed in horrible, monstrous ways. So the husband is kidnapped. There is some political machination included there. There would be also the workings of a multinational, which is unfair, and they have a merger. There is something which is not altogether right. Our prisoner has to say, no, I'm working at the dam, at the water project, not for the pipelines which would be used for the oil, and thus major oil companies making profits out of the soil, the riches of a poorer country, which sounds somewhat communist to me. Well, we have this subversion. We had communism here for many years, too many, and we're still suffering. What am I saying? The descendants of the communist regime took the biggest percentage of the elections we had on Sunday. God damn it. Well, fortunately, alhamdulillah, they will not rule, because the parties on the right, hopefully, let's see what happens, but hopefully we'll get together and with help from the Union of Hungarians, who will make a coalition with anybody, will govern with anybody, as long as they get something for them, and then we'll go along. So we have this expert played by Russell Crowe. Indeed, the introduction seemed more interesting as he's fighting against tanks. He brings in a helicopter somewhere in Chechen territory to get a client out who had been kidnapped. There's a tank, there's bazookas, and our hero is marvelous. A lot of action in those few minutes, but then it languishes, and as I said, part of the company the company has merged, and then with some other entity, and then there's acrimony, but it seems beside the point. It seems futile to engage in that, and that's what we're doing. So let's cut through the chase and say, well, the movie is not really memorable, except perhaps for this affair which was initiated on the set and then fizzled out in the next year, or I don't know. So it's been history for more than a decade now. I don't know. Not the best choice you can make to see this movie.